For this project, I interviewed Robert Egger, president and founder of LA Kitchen, located in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood of Los Angeles since 2015. LA Kitchen believes that neither food nor people should ever go to waste. By reclaiming healthy, local food that would otherwise be discarded, training men and women who are unemployed for jobs, and providing healthy meals to fellow citizens, LA Kitchen empowers, nourishes, and engages the community.
Robert Egger, professional do-gooder, LA Kitchen. Well, my entire career has been a combination of two things: service, but also justice.
Mr. Egger has been a leader in the food recovery, job training, and social enterprise movement since 1989, when he founded the DC Central Kitchen in Washington, D.C., which he led for 24 years.
When I first started my first DC Central Kitchen, that was because someone who was in this sector refused to adjust their model for a new idea. I was forced, for all intents and purposes, to start something, because none of the charities that I proposed my idea to thought it would work. My profession is kind of nonprofit social enterprise. I mean, in a nonprofit world, you have to raise money to go out to try and change things. Social enterprise means you earn money as a way to both subsidize your charitable work, but oftentimes to try and, I won't say solve, but at least address some problems. So in our case, we have a nonprofit that gets donated food, and we use that to train men and women who are aging out of foster care or coming home from prison. They guide volunteers, and together they produce beautiful meals which go out to the community. The for-profit buys food at a reduced price because it's cosmetic, employs graduates, and then takes profits made, whether a variety of things we make with the food and sell. That goes back to the, I don't know why, but I love the idea of what you do when you're in service, but also that idea of how can you use service to liberate people, right? Or make them brave. An idea that would say, look, restaurants, hotels, hospitals, universities have tons of food. Why don't you pick that up, bring it to a central kitchen, and if you offer men and women a chance to come in off the street and be part of the solution through a cooking program, you could feed more people better food for less money, shorten the line by the way you served it, but also repay to the donors, entry-level people that would help them make money. There was a great sense of everyone would win. Unemployment, food waste, isolation, aging, ageism, prison reform, drug addiction, drug reform, service learning, social enterprise, nonprofit, renovation, economics, leadership. At the end of the day, it's a bunch of patchworks, but there is a blanket. That's kind of why it's essential to unpack these things and realize that unless you do have a diversity of interests and intents, you can, even with the best of intentions, become a part of the problem. Because the reality is society's constantly changing. The face of hunger has changed. For example, the average food bank or pantry, many of these were developed in the 1970s and 60s and 70s, when you were primarily serving unemployed, able-bodied people in need. That has changed now. The face of hunger is oftentimes a single mom who has kids, who works one or two jobs, or an older person. So time and physical ability now are the barriers. Well, I would suggest justice. I mean, they're very similar words, yet nonviolence isn't just, I didn't hit you. Words can be violent. Ideas can be violent. And then if you look at the model we're employing for the job training program, younger men and women aging out of foster care who are statistically going to metaphorically fall into the river, right? Now, at the other end, you've got men and women coming home who fell in the river and spent 20 years away coming out. And the idea is, can these men and women come back upstream and help these from falling in? So it's this idea of preventative justice versus reactionary justice. That it's the small ripples that will create the waves that will wash down the mightiest waves of oppression. We sometimes think we got to create the big wave, and it's like, work on the ripples. Yes.
Why?
Because I'm active, and I'm an ist. As I've matured, I realize that there is an essential role for policy, and policy is oftentimes driven through advocacy and activists. So, I've always said it's easy to be against something. It's obviously more important to be for something and work towards that.